Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel AbFab. My name is Denise, and if you're new here, well then welcome to my channel. It has been a while, like a real long while since I've seen you guys. While there was very good reason as I was dealing with some very serious family issues. Those have finished now. They've ended. Anyways, that's for another video. But I am trying to make some semblance out of what's left out of my life and trying to get back to kind of my happy place, which is right here with you guys. And while the rest of the world just sailed right on by, and so did a few of my subscribers. But the bulk of you stayed the course regardless of knowing where I was or what I was up to. And I just want to say I really appreciate that. But this is me, and I want to just get back to my happy place. And seeing as it's pretty much the end of July, what better time to talk about it? So if you're interested in seeing what my July favorites are, then just keep watching this video. The first one I want to talk about is one that I got in my Ipsy bag for, I think it was June, and it was this, which is, if you're not familiar, the full-size Ofra Cosmetics highlighter. This is in the color Covent Gardens, and it is just, I mean, can I say, first of all, if you're not familiar, makes some of the, iconic highlighters that are in, like, you know, makeup world. Let me put it on the back of this hand. But there it is there. And instead of being like the rose gold or the champagne, which is so typical, it tends to be a little bit more on the taupey side of that color spectrum for highlighters. And it just lays down just so beautiful. It's so fine milled, and I am completely addicted to this color. I think it's absolutely beautiful. Of course, you can foil it up by using a little bit of makeup spray. If you really wanted to kind of get a good pop, you could use it obviously as a metallic eyeshadow. But you guys, if you're fair skinned like me and you're worried about something looking too blue or too pink or too dark, I think Covent Gardens by Ofra Cosmetics, it's absolutely beautiful. I mean, it's just, I'm so fair, and it really just is so beautiful. I put it on for this very easygoing makeup look today, just kind of a little bit on my nose right here at the end. It's still on, just barely, and it's just kind of like how I like my makeup to wear throughout the day, so that at the end of the day, you know, it's still there, it's still doing its job, but it's not screaming out at you. Just love it. Okay, the next one is also a highlighter, but this is a product from way back, and I've always liked this product, so I'm going to tell you what it is. It's the Benefit Dandelion Shy Beam, and it is just, it's an incredible. If you're in the 45 plus category, you want to invest in the Benefit Dandelion Shy Beam, and I'll tell you why. If you're not all about the big makeup life and you don't want all the glitz, all the glamour, all the blinged out highlight, but you want a little brightening in the center of your face, and you don't want to be using concealer and foundation for that, because let me tell you, at 45 plus, like, less is more in almost every category. It certainly is for foundation and for concealer, but you need a little brightening just kind of here in the center of your face. This is the product you're looking for. It's really unique because it's a matte highlighter, and I'm just going to show you that it's like this very soft pink. Comes in this unique little application bottle. Looks like a nail bottle. Goes on like this. It's very sort of light pink, like I said. And then what you do is wherever you want it, I'm just going to blend it to the back of my hand. You can blend it with your fingers or a makeup sponge. But when you get it on, it just doesn't provide any shine at all. I always put it on right in the center of my face right here and just down by my chin. And I just think, like, it really brightens your overall makeup look, but nobody is the wiser. Nobody knows why exactly you look so bright, so fresh, with no kind of shine or oiliness. And that's because this is your hidden secret, the Dandelion Shy Beam by Benefit. It's really great. A matte highlighter, imagine. I mean, there's not that many matte highlighters on the market, so you want to check that out, especially if that's what you're looking for. Something that's just light and bright and doesn't make you look too dewy or too oily. On the roll of things that are highlighters, I have to talk about this palette here. It's an older palette. It's a very loved palette, and it's just, I've just revisited this palette. This is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Palette. They put these out once a year. This was limited edition, and they put 6 different finishing powders in there. So I'm just going to show you what mine looks like. These 3 bottom powders are very fine milled ambient sort of finishing powders. These 2, which I've hit pan on, as you can see, there's barely nothing left. That's literally the bottom. They were 2 blushes, and then this one over here is like just an absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous, like everyday bronzer, and I have a little bit of that as a nose contour at the start of my day. Like, it's about 8:30 right now, so I've been wearing my makeup like since 9 o'clock this morning. But this is just like, it looks like nothing. It looks like a little bit of marbleized bronzer, but I'm telling you, as a pale gal, this is everything. You put this on as a nose contour and kind of start to chisel out a little bit of your cheeks or your jawline. Nobody would ever know you have a bronzer on, but it just gives that little something, that little extra warmth, and that little bit, as I say, toasting of the edges of your face that just make this like, make me love this palette all over again. But if you ever see these coming up for Christmas, I think usually that's when they launch them. Usually, of course, Sephora will have it. It's expensive. It's over $80 Canadian. But let me tell you, just to buy a single one of these compacts is still pretty expensive, in the 40s, and you'll never finish it. At least here you're getting a nice selection with 6 that you can really use interchangeably. Comes with a great compact and mirror, and I'm going to tell you, you will not be disappointed by the quality. It's just, they're breathtaking, and I am revisiting that makeup and loving it for July. A little bit of a sad story, because I did purchase this for my mother, who just recently passed away, and I purchased it for her for Mother's Day from the Sephora website, and sadly, because of COVID, all the deliveries were being delayed. Needless to say, she got to use it literally about 4 times. We just had a little bit of fun before she got too sick at the very last few weeks. The Natural Nudes palette, and I didn't really even pay much attention to this palette when it came out, because I am a curator of makeup, so I have so many, but my mom saw a video on YouTube and she loved it. But look at the colors, you guys. They go from this light sort of oatmeal colors and gradient all the way to these beautiful smoky and expressive browns. And then you have all of these fantastic pops of metallic in there. This is like the perfect everyday eyeshadow palette. And if you're not familiar with Too Faced Cosmetics, let me tell you, they really do have lovely opaque, lovely long wearing, and nice color payout to all their eyeshadows. I don't have a ton of them, but I can speak of this particular one, which now I've used a few times, and I absolutely love the color. So this is absolutely beautiful. If you're not into those bright pops of color, you will love the neutrality of this, but just the options, the color options and combinations, the color story, it's just perfect for everyday makeup. Loving that. All right, the next one that I'm loving is the product I tried way back when it first launched on the market, and I'm a lover of this makeup company, so I was like, I'm gonna love it. I didn't love it, but I don't know. I think I got a dud. What am I talking about? I'm talking about Benefit's Roller Lash Mascara. It's what I have on today. And what I love about this is that I just basically in the day when I'm not working, I just want to curl my eyelashes and then put a little mascara and go out the door. I don't want it smudging. I don't want it flaking. I don't want it crumbling. I don't want it to look a mess at the end of the day. And anyways, it was another purchase, sadly, that my mom went to replace hers and she didn't get to use it. So this was actually never even used, but I really love it. If you haven't tried it, I think it's a cult classic. The people that love it really love it. You can look for reviews on this, the Benefit Roller Lash, but honestly, like for someone who doesn't wear false eyelashes and just curls the lashes and goes out, I think it really, really is nice because it doesn't flake, holds the curl just perfectly. And this perfume is by Dolce Gabbana, and it is the number 3 L'Impératrice. I think I'm saying it right. And the spokesperson for the Dolce Gabbana number 3 was Naomi Campbell, the beautiful, fabulous Naomi Campbell. But this perfume, if you're not a floral gal, but you're a fruity gal, this is the perfume for you. On the website, it says it's limited edition, so I hope not, because usually where you can get these is the duty-free shop in airports, and seeing as we're all going and getting duty-free during the pandemic, not. But check the Dolce & Gabbana website. I'm about halfway through this, so I'm trying to use it sparingly because I am loving it. Kind of has like a top note of rhubarb. Its middle note is kind of like watermelon and kiwi, and then it has a base note that's basically like sandalwood with musk in it. So there's warmth to the base of this, but its middle and top notes are all fruity. I love it. It is so fresh. It's so unique. It really is. And being that I used to be a steadfast Calvin Klein Escape fan, like that was my signature perfume in my 20s, which sadly they don't make anymore. I have been on the search for a good 15, 20 years to replace that. This is a close replacement. So done a little makeup, did a little summer perfume. Now I'm going to talk about these two makeup tools. Again, nothing earth-shattering, nothing terribly innovative, but two very effective makeup tools. And they're both drugstore. This one here is like awesome. And I was just at Old Navy and they have a ton of e.l.f. products now. They had this one in Old Navy. So this is the e.l.f. contour brush with synthetic fibers. You guys, I own, I don't know how many fan brushes. I'm going to tell you right now, for someone who always contours nose and cheekbones pretty much every day now, just to kind of get a little soft look. I don't want harsh lines, but I want a little structure to my face. This is the perfect contour brush. I mean, this straight edge here is so perfect. You can literally put it in, as I have been doing with my Hourglass bronzer, and starting off getting nice straight lines just to kind of like, you know, sort of like give your face that contour without being too harsh. And because it is so dense, you can literally like stamp the color on and then just give it a light brush and it just blends all those lines away. And what you're left with is structure and contour without looking like you were trying too hard. So you want to check that out because it's like $6 Canadian and you can get it everywhere, but I just saw it at Old Navy where they have all the e.l.f. products. The next one is a Real Techniques one, and they also say right on the handle, this is a contour brush, but this is a synthetic blending brush for me, but what I use it for right now is it's the perfect size for using it to set my translucent powder. Now, again, going back to the I'm 45 and older club, I pretty much stayed away from setting powders because really, if you try to bake your face, use the baking technique, you're going to look like a hot mess in about 45 minutes because all of the powder sets into all our fine lines and wrinkles. But it is imperative to use a good finishing powder if you want to set you know, certainly like a foundation or a concealer. So my concealer game has really been stepped up since I put my concealer on, and then using the smallest amount of actually setting powder. I put that on this tiny little Real Techniques brush, and I just kind of stamp it in, and I mean literally pressing it into my skin, and then just give one final wipe away. And I am telling you girls, it has completely changed my concealer game. My concealer just stays on, doesn't crease, doesn't move, does nothing. Love that technique. Love this brush because it literally just gets right in there. So anyways, both of them drugstore, both of them super cheap. I hope you really like this very quick, very fast, my favorite products for July for 2020. I'm so glad to be back and kind of like hope that this is the gateway video to start me back on the track to kind of my happy place, which is right here with you and talking about all things to do with makeup. Until I talk to you next time, as I always say at the end of all my videos, I hope you all have an absolutely fabulous week. Take care.